of the action. We just wrapped up Class B, John. It was a 3-0 sweep for the York Dukes. Congratulations to York as they have won their first ever Unified Bowling State Championship. Also, congratulations to Alliance as well for their accomplishments this season. We'll see what Class A has in store. How are you feeling after getting one championship down, John, and one to go?
Well, the scores for the first round were pretty amazingly high for Class B. I mean, we saw a couple of 200 games basically, and this pattern for play has been not quite this high scoring. So it wouldn't surprise me if the A teams don't necessarily score as high as the B teams early, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we have Grand Island that's been a perennial powerhouse for years. Norfolk seems like they've always been the bridesmaid. I mean, they're always getting to that second round, and for whatever reason, just can't break through, Brandon. And today might be their day. So I'm excited to see what happens here because anything's possible, as we know. But I'm going to guess these matches are going to be pretty close.
As always, break down the format for us with this Unified Bowling Championship. What do we expect to see?
So the teams are going to be competing in what's known as a Baker game. So the athletes, the Special Olympics athlete, will bowl frames 1, 4, 7, and 10. And their partners will bowl in frames 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8, 9. That makes up a complete traditional game of bowling like you would normally do as yourself when you go open bowling. What happens in a best 3 of 5 competition, of course, is the team that wins 3 games first will be your state champion. Again, not easy scoring in Baker competition because it's difficult to get on a run because you have to rely, of course, on your teammates. If they are not firing on all cylinders, the scoring pace normally is around 130 to 150 maybe. So the fact that we saw some pretty high scores early showed how well these teams were getting to gel together, and anything's possible here. So I'm hoping the same thing happens in the Class A competition because it makes for some really, truly exciting competition, Brandon.
See in the bracket, they play the seeding round based on your score. You get seeded to start the day. Norfolk was the 4 seed after that round, took down Bellevue West the 5-3-0, and then in the semis, some serious drama, but came out on top 3-2. Over Fremont, took down the top seed in the Tigers to get here for the Panthers. For Grand Island, they were the 3 seed, defeated Columbus 3-0 in round number 1, 3-1 over Millard West in round number 2 to get to this point. So we are in the warm-up round. We are nearing the start of the Class A Unified State Championships. We'll take one more break. We'll talk players, we'll talk bowlers, and we'll get ready to start things off. The championship Class A Unified Bowling, Grand Island, taking
convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
It all starts at Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill, a side-by-side built to work with you on the farm or the ranch. A trusted partner when you're out hunting. And the adventurous speed to feel the thrill when it's time to play. Work hard, ride hard, play hard. Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill, powering your passion every step of the way.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Moments away from getting the Class A championship started off. Let's take a look at our school spotlight between these two Class A programs. First off, for Grand Island, both Grand Island and Norfolk representing the Heartland Athletic Conference. The Islanders in District 4. This is their 10th year participating in unified bowling. Second trip to state. The first time they ever made it, John, was last year, and so in trip number 2, they have made it to the finals.
They've always been a strong team. Grand Island is well known in the state of Nebraska for having a great high school bowling team, so we're curious to see how they perform today.
On the flip side, for the Panthers, also in the Heartland Athletic Conference, 7th trip to state. They've been here a few times. Runners-up in 2018, champs in 2019, runners-up in 2022 as well.
They've always been the perennial powerhouse, and amazingly, getting here, they defeated Fremont, again, the number 1 seed, so they're on a roll. Let's see if they can continue to keep it going as we go into this first match.
And there are the Islanders. So you have Kramer, Kolar, Spanger, Stukalik, and Vodnall, the bowlers here at State for Grand Island. On the flip side, the Panthers also bringing 5 very quality bowlers to this competition. Delilah Broders, Weston Jacobson, Kellen Lever, Catherine Linke, and Alyssa Vaughn. As you can see, we're all smiles. We're ready to go here at Sun Valley Lanes and Games.
All right, the stage is set. Looks like Grand Island's going to be getting up first. Let's start for match. First ball sets the tone. Good shot's going to skip by the head pin. No, off the wall. It's the lucky light mix. Great start by Grand Island. There we go. We see that lane 27. The ball's getting a little bit long before it starts to make its break. He leaves just the 2-pin.
And here is Eric Stukalik for the Islanders.
A little high flush for Eric, leaving just the 4. Norfolk would like to answer with a spare, which they do. Keeping the match nice and close.
As Weston Jacobson, and a consistent bowler, according to head coach Michael Wright. So he picks up the spare for the Panthers. This is Stukalik again for the Islanders.
Oh.
Just missing.
Gets that ball a little bit left off his hand. Of course, it gets to where there's less oil on the lane and to the left of the head pin. Good shot.
Alyssa Vaughn throwing second for Norfolk, a senior, extremely consistent, and a state championship bowler on the varsity team for the Panthers. You have Kramer now going for the Islanders.
Kramer would like to get the team back on track with a strike here, which he does. Great shot. 10 in the pit, as we like to say.
And spare on the other end for Norfolk.
Alyssa covering that 6-pin gives the Norfolk Panthers an 11-pin lead. But Grand Island has the opportunity to double on their next delivery, and if they can do that, they will get right back to within a pin. Regardless.
This is Kellen Lever, a senior on this team, was a part of the runner-up for the Panthers in 2022.
Kellen's got a good shot. It's a little bit high, leads just to 4.
You know, while you never want to have to pick up a spare if you can strike, head coach Wright said that Lever is exceptionally good at picking up those spares and rarely leaves a frame open.
Well, it helps when there's just one. It's when you start getting the multiple spares that it becomes even more trickier. So he's probably going to move his feet to the right, try to get the ball basically over his same first ball target, and then it will hook to the left. And that's pretty much exactly how he did it.
3 spares to start things off through 3 frames for Norfolk. You have Grand Island with 2 strikes and a 9 sandwiched in between.
Now, Wendy Kolar, she has a pretty good rotation on her ball. Wouldn't surprise me if she can get a double here. Got the good rotation. Oh, it hooked high right through the nose. 4-6 split. This opens up a little opportunity for Norfolk.
And Wendy, who just bowled for Norfolk, daughter of assistant coach Eric Kolar, as this is Jacobson.
Jacobson ball also hooks high, almost leaves the same exact split, the 4-6-7. Since there were no opens for Norfolk, Norfolk has a little bit of lead. Difficult spare to make. What a great try. Of course, she's got the look on her face of like how close that was. Only 2 ways to make it. You either got to throw the ball extremely hard and have the pin bounce off the cushion and come back onto the lane and take out the other pin on the other side, or you try to slide it. And when the pins are directly across from each other, I mean, it is literally about a 64th of an inch that you have to hit to get the pin to slide basically perpendicular to the ball path. But good shot. Leaves just the 4 pin. You'd like to get just 2 if possible here. Ball hooked to the gutter. So now we have a 8-pin match currently. Norfolk in the lead.
It's Stukalik throwing for Grand Island. Vaughn getting ready to go for Norfolk. Stukalik, according to Coach Kolar, he has a little bit of a sarcastic, lighthearted attitude when it comes to being around the team and bowling, laid back. Sometimes that's the best way to approach things, John.
Sometimes that's one of the best type of attitudes to have because it helps keep the teammates loose. And that goes a long way, Brandon, when it comes to, making shots under pressure. But, there's a lot of pressure out there. I mean, we got bright lights out over the lanes. Of course, you got a cameraman that's about 14 feet, 13 feet away from you, staring at you in the face. So, yeah, you're thinking about every single shot.
This is Brock Kramer. He knocks them all down.
Norfolk can stay in the lead here with a spare. It's going to be a little bit to the left. They're going to fall a little bit behind by about 3 pins. And that's assuming that we can get a strike here.
So up next is Lever.
Flash shot was a pretty good shot. You can make a slight adjustment, maybe a little more ball speed. He'll knock all 10 down, assuming he can shoot at the same target. Oh, it's a little bit wide right. Hook late. Oh, and off the wall. Look at that! What a break!
Hey, he puts the hands behind the head, just like he meant to do it.
What a break. He hits the 3-pin almost square on, and then the pins basically mix around in such a way that I believe the 3-pin came back off the wall, took out the 4-2-1 in order. Oh, trip 2-pin. Almost.
Just didn't quite go down for Kolar.
Kolar left that split that last frame, so I think she made a little bit of an adjustment so the ball didn't quite go so high onto the head pin, which is the right thing to do, just a little bit off. Oh, washout. That's a washout, folks. What we call the washout whenever you leave the 1 and the 10 as a right-handed bowler with all those pin spaces in between. Kolar with an easy spare.
Kolar, one of 3 bowlers on this Grand Island team that assistant coach Eric Kolar has been coaching since they were 6 through the junior ranks. As Jacobson just misses the spare.
Jacobson gets 3, which is good to do. That will help keep them within about 15 pins or so.
Back to Stukulik for the Islanders. Split.
Oh, another 4-6. I think he liked the shot off his hand. It looks like it just picked up a little bit of hook early. Try to capitalize here for Norfolk, and they do.
Big strike by Alyssa Vaughn.
Yeah, so again, the only way that this can be made, this 4-6 split, you either have to hit the 6 or the 4 extremely hard and hope that it bounces out, or try to hit just about a 64th inch space to slide the pin directly over. Even for the best professionals in the world, it's very rarely made.
Now we are heading to the 9th.
Strike here could put Norfolk in the lead. Oh, look at this. Could be a messenger. Is it going to take it out? No. So close.
That would have been back-to-back extended pin action. I'm thinking for a better term to say for Lever, had he picked up that strike on the heels of the last one that he was able to knock them all down.
Oh, that's inside a little bit left. He trips the 6 pin off the wall.
There's Kramer.
So the spare here, again, it's a 10 pin. 10 pin is the right-handed bowler's nemesis. It's the most challenging single pin to get because you have to shoot cross lane to make it. If you can, though, we'll have a 2-pin match going into the 10th frame. Oh, that's going to open it up. They're going to have a 10-pin lead or so. Oh, I'm sorry, Grand Island will have about a 10-pin lead based on what Kolar gets on this first shot.
All right. All to play for here in Game 1 of the Class A Unified Championships.
Grand Island would like to double if they can. Oh, no. The 3-7. Wow. This opens it up for Jacobson. If he can basically, well, he's going to need to at least get a mark. Striker or spare here. Wow.
And he does. Huge strike for Jacobson and the Panthers here in frame 10. Where does that leave us, John?
Okay, so it depends on what happens. She gets 1, and that's a big 1 pin to get because now that gives them a score of 149. Jacobson must strike here and get 3 pins in order for Norfolk to win this first game. Anything less, Grand Island's going to be your first game winner. Oh, it's got a hook. No. Ball bounces out of the gutter. That's going to have to be reset. So again, with the rule, if the ball leaves the lane, then the pin and bounces back out, which does sometimes happen as the ball wrangles down towards the pin deck. The pins have to be respotted.
Be a whole lot cooler, John, if they just let it
count.
Whatever happens, happens.
We joke, we call that winter rules.
Okay.
It's like in golf. Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah, like a mulligan. Yeah, get mulligans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? But not in certified competition. Doesn't count.
I guess I can see that. So he does wrap things up with a strike, but as you mentioned, not enough. Just 2 pins separate the two. But Grand Island takes the first 149 to 147 here at Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 of the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships is coming up next.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games, Class A, game number 2. Now about to get underway. Game 1, 149 to 147. The Islanders take it. And we'll see what happens in game number 2. Interesting, John, because you have, how much does that weigh on the psyche for both teams? You win a close one as opposed to the disappointment of just missing out.
I think in this case, for Norfolk, I think they still feel like they're in it. I mean, we talked about the scores at the top of the show, that, it's about a 150. Normally it's a pretty decent game in Baker, and it's kind of what we expected. Now, not nearly as high a scoring as we saw in the Class B start, but I think that Norfolk feels like they still got a chance. So, again, only one game in, a best 3 of 5. Good shot by Grand Island to start. Just bad break leaves the 5-7 split.
That's Hunter Spanger now bowling for the Islanders in that first spot. Spanger, also someone who likes to joke around and not take things too seriously. Only been bowling for 3 years. And there's a strike to start things off for Jacobson. Finished the 10th frame in game 1 with a strike. Starts the first. Same way.
Yep, gives his team a great starting chance. A difficult spare in this 5-7. He could get the ball to the right side of that 5 to slide it over. Gets the 1, that's good. Because, again, anything's still possible when it comes to Baker bowling. So
this is Delilah Broders for the Panthers. And that's 2 strikes in a row for Norfolk.
Delilah tripping the 6-pin gets a key double for Norfolk early. And Norfolk's trying to set the stage for a even 1-1 here this early.
Now it's Bailey Vodnall for Grand Island.
Both coaches subbing in some players, trying to get them some playing time, as well as opening up their possibilities. Pin rolls, look at that. Late falling 3-pin, that does count. Even though the scoring system thought that it was a 9, it does count as a strike. Ball goes through the nose, and we see basically the 2-pin come back across the lane, catches the 6, and rarely does it catch both pins. It wobbles just enough far over, and that counts.
The score has been adjusted to that strike for the Islanders in frame 2.
That was a great break for Grand Island. That does not normally, you don't normally get that second pin to trip out like that. So maybe a little fate on their side.
Currently with the 1-0 lead, here is Stukacik. And that's another strike. Stukacik now 2 in a row for the Islanders. Panthers going for the turkey.
Remember that double, folks. That double you just saw from Grand Island might come back at the end of the game. Good shot. Just didn't quite hook at the very, very end. Leaves what we call the dinner bucket, the 2-4-5-8.
I always love when you start busting out the names of the different pins that are left. The dinner bucket.
That's called the dinner bucket.
Who gets credit for naming them? That's not you, is it?
That's not me. No. These are way before my time. And I'm old.
How long have you been bowling?
About 50 years.
Okay. Put you on the spot there. There's a strike for Spanger. And he says, hey, let's get the crowd going a little bit.
Yeah, just like I said, that double for Grand Island was key because now it's a turkey. 3 strikes in a row. Difficult spare here. Oh, he gets it on the left side. Again, that's a little bit rare. Normally you leave the 8 behind there when the ball gets to the left of the 2-pin, but that 4 just caught the 8. Keeps Norfolk right in this. And Jacobson's been on it pretty much all day. Let's see if he can get another strike like he started with. That's going to hook a little bit late, but enough. Yes.
The fine margins of looking like it was almost going to find the gutter to, in fact, finding it and making a strike.
Yeah, he played the chromium pattern, which we talked about in the Class B competition. Ball gets right to about board 2 or 3, and then gets to the point on the lane where there's less conditioner, and then hooks right into the pocket. Great shot by Jacobson.
Here's Vodnall. That one doesn't have a name, does it?
That's the washout.
The washout? Okay,
yep.
So we've seen that a few times.
We've seen that a couple times today. Now that one doesn't. That's just a 4-pin. So for Vodnall, she needs to get the ball to the left side of the head pin. That's the pin in the front. Basically, if she can hit the pin on the left, almost dead center, just a little bit left of center, that's the first pin on the left, then the ball will just catch the 1 pin. It'll go to the sidewall and then hopefully catch the 10 pin. And I say hopefully because there's enough space for that 1 pin to get right by there. It's going to get 3. That's okay. On a three-bagger, that's important pins because it helps for the pin count and still gives Grand Island a lead currently until they make this spare.
And spare picked up for the Panthers.
So a 13-pin lead for Norfolk as we start the second half of the game. That was a left off his hand. What happens is his thumb came out of the ball later than normal, and when that happens, your hand is over the top of the ball when you finally let go, which causes it to go left. He leaves the 3-9 a difficult spare. He's got to hit the 3-pin pretty much dead center.
And Lever leaves 3.
Yeah, you might have heard Coach Mike yell the word push. Push means that you want the ball to skid, and because he knew it was going to go high and hit that head pin and avoided a split. Oh, he's not happy about that because he knew off his hand he was a little bit right at target. Might have been an opportunity for Grand Island there, but there's, again, still plenty of time. There's still 4 frames left. Not an easy spare for Norfolk. You want to try to cover all 3 pins with the ball. So basically hit the right side of the 3-pin. A little bit too far to the right. So we have a 9-pin match, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 frames left.
It's back to Spanger for the Islanders. He had a strike his last time up.
Both teams want to get settled in, get a spare or a strike on the board. That was a good shot. Hooked a little bit early. Leaves just the 6-10.
Back to Kramer. No, excuse me, Jacobson rather, for Norfolk.
Yeah, other than the gutter on the first ball of 10th, I think he's 5 out of 6 on strikes the last shot. 4-pin almost trips into the 9. Avoids a problematic split, but almost got kind of lucky there and tripped out that 9-pin. Oh, that could be a good spare right there. Covered both pins of the ball, perfect.
Spanger picks it up.
Spare here by Jacobson will keep Norfolk with 11-pin lead. If he misses this, we have a tie, but he's got it.
We head to the 8th.
So these will be the 2 frames that really kind of determines what happens. It's what's called the foundation 8th and 9th when you're bowling Baker. Both teams are on a mark, so you want to get as many pins on the first ball as you can. 9's a good count. She's going to want to try to get at least 9 to keep it pretty much a 10-pin lead for Norfolk.
This is Delilah Broders, who marked her last time up.
So by her giving 7, she gives 2 pins back. So now Norfolk has a 9-pin lead. She has a more challenging spare in the 1-3-6. 3-pin for Grand Island, which he slid by it just barely.
It's a couple now that the Islanders have missed.
So a spare here by Norfolk will give them a 10-pin lead, possibly 20. Depending on the next ball. Cover all 3. Perfect. Great job. Sigh of relief from that young lady, because that wasn't an easy spare. Oh, breaks up the washout, leaving just the 1-2-8.
Back to Lever for Norfolk coming off that spare.
Lever has the opportunity to capitalize on this. He'd really like to strike here. But right off there's the washout. A little bit right. He kind of knew it when he let go. So now, assuming that Grand Island spares this, which looks, oh no, the ball skidded by again.
You even heard the wow from Stukalik. The pattern just giving them some issues over there.
Yeah, so we're starting to see some oil carry down on that left lane, so the ball's going longer. Players need to move right. This could be a spare. Oh, bad break. Bad break. He did everything he was supposed to do there. The head pin just went right around that 10. Nothing to be ashamed of. Hold your head high there, buddy. You gave it the right try. Watch the one pin goes right around that 10. And it's only about a 3 or 4 inch gap in there that the pin can get through there like that. Well, 4 pins here by Jacobson will give Norfolk the first win of this match. And that's going to be enough.
Got 5 more than he needed. So the Panthers answer back here in game 2.
Right idea by Kolar, just didn't get the ball far enough to the right to catch that split. It's okay. The match has already been decided, this game at least. We're going to have a 1-1 tie going into game number 3.
And these two teams are about as even as you can get. Ends up being a 163 to 146 Norfolk after 2 pins separated them in the first game. We're all tied 1-1 heading into the third here at Sun Valley Lanes in Games Class A Unified Bowling Championships on NCN.
My name is Nate Stoltz, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust is separated from other financial institutions because they are a locally owned bank able to make fast local decisions on the spot. Whether it's a loan, whether it's transferring money over from a savings to a checking account, or just making sure that they need a loan at the end of the day, I can be there for them. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
Welcome back. Game 3 here of Class A Unified Bowling State Championships in Lincoln. Game number 1 went to Grand Island, 149-147. Norfolk answers back in the second, 164-146.
Well, I guess at the start of this match, I thought the matches were going to be close. I'm surprised they're this low scoring, but we're starting to see some transition in the lane pattern, Brandon. So it's going to be more of a challenge. Again, as we had mentioned in the Class B show, there's some lane conditioner placed on the lane. You can't see it, unlike in golf where you can see the rough and you can see the pond and you can see the sand trap. In bowling, the lane conditioner moves around, and the players need to try to follow what their ball does as it goes down the lane and make an adjustment. So we'll see if they make an adjustment this game and start to get the ball a little bit higher into the pocket.
And taking it a step further, too, can lanes, I feel like the answer is yes, be different, and that's why you switch from one to the other, because the pattern can be altered differently throughout what it's seen during the day.
Yep, that's the theory, because as the players play, it's possible that as they're playing, they're making one lane a bit tougher than the other lane, and vice versa. Sometimes they make a lane easier, and by having the teams go back and forth, they're giving them equal opportunity to adjust to what's going on. So the lane 27 seems to be the tricky lane of the two today.
I was going to say, the Islanders left a couple open ones, and then you just saw Norfolk leave an open frame. On the flip side, Kolar had the spare in frame 1 for Grand Island, followed up by a strike as well for the Islanders.
Yeah, so really what Norfolk needs to do is really just kind of focus in on making their spares. Keep the ball close to the head pin and try to make their spares, because we know that the strikes are going to be more of a challenge. And then just wait and see what Grand Island does. Grand Island would like to capitalize here with a double, send a message back to Norfolk.
So can Kramer do it? Just missing, barely.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Just a 6-pin hits the sideboard, hits that 10, but just didn't have enough oomph to knock it over. And there's that lane 27, the ball skidding a bit long.
Kramer will see if he can pick this one up.
Difficult spare in the 10-pin. Again, it's the bowler's nemesis. So they're going to have 48 after 3 frames. Norfolk can come within 10 if they can get a spare and a strike here.
This is Lever.
Lever making a move. Leaves just the 5-pin. That's okay. Now the key is to cover the spare. Basically, you just want to throw the ball exactly, just almost like what you did, right? So, spare here will give them the opportunity to get within 10 based on what Jacobson does, assuming Jacobson throws the next frame. But maybe not. We'll see. 5 pins right in the middle. You have 22 inches to make this spare, and he's got it in there perfect.
First mark of Game 3 for the Panthers. Back to Wendy Kolar.
Wendy Kolar is a pretty strong player. Got a decent roll on the ball. High flush leaves just the 4-7. She knows it was close. She liked it, I think, off her hand. Just another half inch or so probably would have struck.
There's a strike for the Panthers, courtesy of Jacobson. He gets high fives.
Yeah, so that gives them within 10. And gives them the opportunity to double. Oh, Kolar missing the 4-7 to the left. So it's a big shot for Norfolk. They can take a lead here. Jacobson's ball going to the left side, as you see here, goes Brooklyn. Headpin takes out the 5 and the 9. And puts Norfolk into a better position, that strike.
You don't see this often, but you have Coach Michael Wright talking with Yvonne before she throws her ball. As Stukatlik gets a strike for the Islanders.
Coach Wright is probably picking up on what's happening with the lane. Probably gave some advice to his player, maybe making a slight adjustment to try to get the ball into that headpin a little bit better. Looked like the right idea.
And I misspoke. It's Linke who he was giving instructions to and who just threw that ball. Catherine Linke for Norfolk.
If Catherine can spare this, difficult 1-2-4-8, but if she does, that'll give Norfolk a 1-pin lead. Grand Island like to take the opportunity to double. That ball's going to go left, and that's also a Brooklyn strike.
That's Kramer. 2 strikes in a row now for the Islanders. And Linke picks it up for Norfolk.
Great spare by Linke. Has basically the 1-pin takes out the 1, the 2, and the 4, and then continues on into the back to catch the 8. Key spare for Norfolk to keep the match close because Grand Island's got the double. So even though Norfolk on the scoreboard is ahead by 1 currently, they're really down by 9 because Grand Island has a double. That's a good shot.
Strike for Lever. Now the pins are starting to fall.
So now, again, ball comes in light pocket. We see the rotation up that 3rd arrow. Starts to break right there. Head pin goes to the sidewall, takes out the 4, 7, and the 8. That's a strike. We see Jacobson taking his time on the approach. I think he's making a slight adjustment with his feet, knowing that that lane is starting to go long. Good shot. Goes high flush, leaves the 4, 7. Coach Wright giving him some advice on how to make this spare. He needs to get the ball cross lane. So probably what we're going to see him do is going to move his feet a little bit to his right from his first shot. Aim it a little bit farther to the left. Try to have the ball roll right up to that 4-7. Now this lane's been going long. Good move. Good job. Great spare. Kolar hopefully getting the opportunity to turkey, and she does.
3 in a row for the Islanders as we head to frame 8.
Kolar, I think she might have made a ball change, because that ball basically goes right down to the 3rd arrow, stays high flush. That might be a key move for her, because that gives Grand Island now a 20-pin lead. With another strike here, they'll make it 30. Oh, he likes it.
Stukatlik.
Norfolk not out of it. They can continue to stay clean. Strikes and spares. Oh, almost a strike. But that's not bad. Great shot there. Again, see the ball started hooked into the pocket. Can't do it any better than that, folks. All 10 pins into the back of the lane. We call that 10 in the pit. Possible 5-bagger here for Grand Island. Oh. Goes a little bit long, leaves just the 2-4. But that's doing a lot of damage to the score. Norfolk's got to get this spare.
Blanky picks it up.
So max score for Norfolk now is 197. With a spare here, Grand Island will have 175 in the ninth. He does. All right, so basically we need to get a mark out of Norfolk for sure here. Preferably a strike to still give them a chance. Because we know Jacobson can drop in some strikes. Well, so can Kolar. Great shot.
Lever does what he needed to do.
All right, so for Kolar, 9 on the first ball will not be enough. She needs to get at least a strike or a spare to shut out Norfolk. Regardless, she wants to avoid the split. That's going to go a little bit long. Oh, it's you remember the name?
Dinner Bucks.
Dinner Bucket.
Dinner
Very
Bucket.
Good.
Oh,
very good. No, I'm impressed,
Okay,
Brandon.
all
That
right.
was very good.
I'm trying.
Jacobson's got
Here's
a strike
Jacobson.
here. Got a hook. Oh, leaves just the 2. So that's not going to be enough. Jacobson had to get that strike. Kolar, regardless of what happens here, they've got enough. That's going to be 189. And the max score for Norfolk now is 177. So Grand Island's going to pick up game 2. The 4-bagger was pivotal for Grand Island.
So your final officially, 189 to 165. Grand Island takes the third and are 1 game away from being crowned Class A Unified Bowling State champs. Stay with us. Game 4 when we return on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Welcome back. Game 4 of the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships. Brandon Axmit, John Lacido with you for all of the action. We've gone back and forth. Grand Island, Norfolk, Grand Island. Most recent game, 189 to 165. John, what stood out from you in game number 3 as game number 4 starts off with a strike from Jacobson?
Well, we're starting to see the scores go up, which is a good sign that the players are starting to adapt to the pattern. But I also found it interesting, during this last commercial break, both of the coaches called their teams together. And I think what it was is them giving some advice as we see Jacobson here get that ball right onto the boards 3 and 4, right into the pockets to strike. Great shot by him. And I think what their coaches were doing was trying to get the players settled in on, hey, now remember, you're coming back onto this other lane. It plays a little bit different. So make your adjustments and just make your shots. And we see that Jacobson started out pretty strong. Kolar starting out strong with a spare as well. So anything's possible this game here, Brandon, even though Grand Island can win it to become state champs. Norfolk like at the spare here. That's got to hook just a little. She got it just enough. Great spare.
Alyssa Vaughn picking it up for the Panthers.
Just caught that 3-pin. That was just enough. Great spare by her.
One stays up for Stukalik, rather.
Yeah, Stukalik, that's a great shot. Just didn't quite get the 6-pin to take out that 10. Challenging spare, though, in the 10-pin, as we all know. Oh,
one stays.
Great shot, bad result. Oh, spare, missing that 10-pin. Again, the nemesis, as I've already mentioned, for the right-handed players. This 9-pin's a bit easier. He has more room to cover it up. See the high backswing there, and the good position in the hand causes the rotation on the ball. Good cover. Keeps Norfolk now with an 11-pin lead.
You also saw with Lever the one-hand approach.
Yes.
As one stays for Kramer. Just a preference type of thing when for a bowler going to 2 or 1?
Yeah, more and more players, like Jacobson's a two-handed player, so you can generate more hook easier as a two-handed player, but the consistency of the delivery is more of a challenge, so they kind of offset. You don't quite tend to hook it as much, although we do have some one-handed players that have some pretty decent rotation on the ball, but it's easier for them to be accurate. So, you know, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Both have the possibility to be very high scoring, but we're seeing more and more players be two-handed. That's a two-handed spare. Start to do that so they can generate the hook, because the hook translates usually to more strikes.
So are you a two-handed or a one-handed?
No, I was around before they even thought of inventing two-handed. So
well, there's a two-handed spare pickup by Jacobson.
So there's Kolash. Now, she had that ball change, and you kind of see there, folks, that the ball basically went to the right, and they had really very little what we call recovery. The ball didn't hook back because lane 27 seems to be playing a little bit tighter, which means that the ball goes straighter. Great shot there by Norfolk.
That's Vaughn picking up the strike for the Panthers, and spare is picked up by Kolar.
Good spare by Kolar. She's taking the other ball off the rack. I think she likes that ball. That spare ball actually probably would have struck if it had been her first shot. Again, score. I think maybe the players are starting to get settled in, Brandon, because scores are starting to come up a little bit higher than what we thought they probably should be. Again, bowling on TV, folks, it's nerve-wracking. Trust me, I've done it. All your friends are out there watching. You're thinking about every shot. Bad break there with the 4-pin. Wobbled, but didn't fall over.
But if the benefit of TV, if you pick up this 710, that's like the coolest replay
for sure.
ever.
For sure.
You can share it everywhere.
Oh,
social media.
Social media, you'd go viral.
Well, that's what Stukalik is hoping he'll be able to do shortly. Here's Lever for Norfolk.
Good shot. Better roll. I think he's starting to get settled in, because his last 3 shots have all been pretty good off his hand. So Norfolk's trying to come back here. He throws it hard enough. An all right idea to try to slide that over, but just not enough. So a 37-pin lead by Norfolk here with another strike if Jacobson can do it. A little bit high. Breaks up the split. Leaves just the 3. So a 36 pins now. Based on what happens here now. I don't want to do the announcer's curse. Norfolk is clean so far, which means they've made all strikes or spares, and that's why they're currently in the lead. 2 opens by Grand Island. I'm not quite sure if I should describe that as a good break or a bad break. Pin comes off the wall, takes out the 4 and the 2. So you would think, well, I knocked down more pins, that'd be better, but not an easy spare. Basically got to hit the head pin pretty much in the center. And we saw our first open. I guess I did that. announcer's curse for.
Should have known.
I should have known. It's my fault. Sorry to all the Panther fans out there.
Norfolk up in arms. And there you see it because that other pin fell. Taking it, unable to pick up the spare.
Yeah, if those other pins had been there, he probably would have made that. So 45 pins. I'm sorry, 55 pins. Although Norfolk's a frame ahead.
Panthers are making a statement here. Vaughn with her second consecutive strike. Kohler answers.
Yep, see here, Vaughn with the ball goes right into the pocket. 6 takes out the 10 pin. Great shot. So max score for Grand Island right now is an even 200. That's assuming that they all were to strike out. 225 is the max score for Norfolk. So 25 pins lead for Norfolk currently, but Grand Island is a frame behind. So we'll see what happens here.
That's 2 strikes in a row for GI. This time Stukovic with it.
It's a big double. So now this foundation 9th frame is going to determine a lot. Lever is going to at least want to get a bark, preferably a strike here. Keep the pressure on Grand Island. Saw him kind of doing a little lasso movement with his hand after he let it go. He knew that that ball was going to hook high, and that's usually the symbol for, oh gosh, ball, back up, back up. I don't want you to leave a split. It's like talking, we all...
The ball listens when you do those things.
Absolutely, it does. It's no different than yelling at the TV right now, trying to change the outcome of what's going on.
Oh, Kramer leaves 1.
All right, so max score now for Grand Island's 179. Norfolk's pacing 195. So a mark here is going to, if they can spare this, if Norfolk can make this spare, they're going to be in a pretty powerful position going into the 10th frame. Oh, skids right by it, just barely. So not out of it. We're going to need a mark from Norfolk. A striker spare and 3 pins will make Norfolk the game 2 winner. And that's assuming that Grand Island makes the spare. Grand Island doesn't make the spare, it's pretty much over. Yep, got it. All right, so Kohler, we know, can string some strikes. So if she can strike out here, that'll be a 179, and then that would require Norfolk to get 17 pins in 2 shots, but she's got to get this strike. All right, now we're down to Norfolk getting 6 pins. If Norfolk gets 6 pins in 2 shots, they will win game 2, and we're going to go to the 5th and final game, Brandon.
All right, Jacobson needs 6. I believe he'll get it.
Yep, that's enough.
It's 7.
All right, so spare and strike by Grand Island will give them 166. If Jacobson, even if he misses this completely, they'll have 170. So Norfolk will win game 2.
Spanger will throw here for the Islanders, the final ball.
The 9 count. It's going to be a 165 final score. That's okay. They're going to win that game. 171.
171, 165. 6 pins separate the two, but Norfolk stays alive here in game 4. We're going to 5 in the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships here on NCN.
TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. It all comes down to this. Game number 5 of the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships. John, we've gone back and forth. GI, Norfolk, GI. Norfolk stays alive in Game 4. It's the first to 5.
Randy, you really couldn't have much more of an even match. I mean, looking at the overall score, they were within 3 pins of each other after 4 games, which is pretty amazing. I mean, these two teams are battling tooth and nail to each other. We're going to have a great final game.
Anything that stuck out to you from what we saw Game 4?
I think that the players are starting to make their adjustments. I think they're starting to move on the lanes as they need to. I think lane 27 is a bit of the more of a challenge. So I think Norfolk might have it a little bit more of a challenge this game, but we'll see what happens. Not an easy spare for Jacobson to make the 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Needs to cover all through the ball, and that's not going to happen.
So you had Kohler, who spared for Grand Island in frame 1. Norfolk leaves it open. Here is Stukelik.
Whoa, good shot. Thought he was going to leave a 9-pin, but no, that was pretty good. Great start by Grand Island early.
And Vaughn gets 8 for the Panthers.
So we see this ball is going to go what we call high flush. The ball drives right through the pins. It looks like the 9-pin's going to stand, and then that other pin catches it. Again, great shot. Double opportunity here for Grand Island that will help get them out into the lead. Oh, that's a little bit left, but it's going to go long. Here comes the messenger and just misses the 10-pin. That's called a messenger, Brandon, when the head pin flies across the lane like that.
Specifically the head. It can't be any pin. It's the head pin.
It's got to be the head pin. That's right.
I'm amazed that you could even tell that was the head pin. Yes. That was the one that was going towards anyway. You never cease to amaze me with your bowling acumen.
That's okay. I've been doing it for a long, long time. All right, Norfolk's starting out a bit of a challenge. Not making the spares. I've said it time and time again. The strikes are for the show, but spares are for the dough, ladies and gentlemen. It's making spares, especially in Baker competition. You can see Grand Island has made 2 for 2 on their spares this game, and now they have a 26-pin lead, and we're only a couple frames in.
You can feel, too, the atmosphere has kicked it up a notch in terms of the intensity, as you would expect in Game 5, but the stakes are right here. And you have 3 marks for Grand Island. And out of 3 frames, Lever gets 9.
Lever made a great shot. That could have struck just as easy as it didn't. And, of course, he can see, he needs to kind of try to reset things and get them going. Still a lot of time left, but they got to get the spare to start putting any sort of pressure on Grand Island. Kohler is looking all loose, though. So don't seem to be thinking about it. Again, challenge. That 10-pin is tough for the right-handers. Just is what it is. Kohler would like to capitalize on the opportunity. If she can strike here, that will give them a 37-pin lead 3 frames in. Now, I say that. It could go the other way just as easy.
Looks like she switched balls again.
Yep.
Kohler the strike. Or is that back to the original?
I think that may be back to the original ball she used.
And Jacobson, that's big.
Yep.
Panthers needed that one. First mark of Game 5.
That they did. They're not out, but they have a little road to climb here to get back into this match. Double opportunity for Grand Island. He likes it.
That is Stukelik.
2 key strikes by Stukelik this game. Norfolk would like to answer. high, 3-6-10. So we see the ball go right into the 1-3 pocket. Almost a carbon copy of his last strike over there. I mean, almost couldn't do it any more the same.
It's for a turkey for Grand Island. Kramer does it.
Grand Island making a stand.
Broders unable to pick up the spare.
We're now approaching about a 60-pin lead for Grand Island going through this midpoint of this game. It's going to be tough for the Panthers to get back into this.
Lever taking his time.
Yep, changing out his thumb hole. So basically, I think he's switching into a different ball. Basically, the thumb hole, let me explain this. So basically, I keep saying basically, the inside of the bowling balls, you have the ability to do what's called a thumb slug. So that is an interchangeable thumb slug. Basically, you can take that thumb hole out and put it into a different bowling ball. The premise is that then the ball feels exactly the same. So once you do that, you take that out, you can move it into another ball, and then you go to put that ball into your hand, and it feels exactly like the other ball did. It makes for much more consistent shots. Occasionally that happens. Every once in a blue moon, they will fall out into the underground of the lane. And when that happens, the tournament director has the right to decide if they want to search for it or if they just want to continue play. Well worth the effort. He makes the strike.
Right call by Lever, and I appreciated that extra insight there.
He did absolutely the right thing. He stepped off, went to his coach, said, hey, I need a little bit of help. Didn't rush the shot. That was absolutely the right thing to do.
And that is exactly what Norfolk needed if they were going to get back into this. Was a strike from Lever in the 6th.
So a slight crack by Grand Island, maybe to give Norfolk a chance to get back into this. Jacobson's got to capitalize on Lever's strike. That's a pretty good shot. If it hooks, here it comes. Oh, just the 10-pin. Right idea. Kohler got to get the ball to the right side of the 5-pin. That's got a chance. But still a commanding lead. They have 144 in the 7th. So watch this ball goes right into the pocket. 6-pin, second to the right, hits the sidewall, tries to come back up and hits the 10, just misses it. But he makes the 10-pin. Great spare by Jacobson. Big smile. Not an easy spare as we've seen all day. So about a 57-pin lead by Grand Island. Oh, and now another split. So they'll have put in the 150s, probably 152, 153. That will allow Norfolk to get to within less than 40 if they can strike. It's got a hook. Well, that'll put them within 50-ish. You can make the spare, but only 2 frames left. It's going to take a very strange situation for Grand Island not to hang on. I guess if I wanted to use a reference, I think the fat lady is starting to get out of her chair, Brandon.
Okay,
how they say
we're on watch. It would follow the theme of going back and forth. Grand Island won the 1st, then Norfolk in the 2nd, Grand Island 3rd, Norfolk 4th. Here in the 5th, Grand Island looking for its first Unified Bowling State Championship, just 2 frames away.
Any sort of pinfall here and it's over. So even Grand Island is subbing in. I think the coach can see exactly what's going on between the 2 players. Any pin, they're your winner.
This is Bailey Vodnall to seal it for the Islanders.
That's enough.
Just 1 remaining, and as John has said, that seals things for GI.
Great shot sitting on the bench for that long. She should be very proud of that. obviously some looks of disappointment on the Norfolk Panthers' faces. They fought really, really hard to get this far. And that's how it goes in high school bowling, folks.
Bailey picks up the spare here in the 9th.
Still a 200 possibility for Grand Island. Norfolk's going to be in the 120s or so. But all these players should be very proud, no matter if they win or not, getting this far through a tough competition. I mean, Norfolk beat Fremont's always a powerhouse. But Grand Island is making the stand here today, ladies and gentlemen.
So Kohler, the victory lap here in the 10th frame.
Possible 142 if Jacobson can strike again. If not, they'll be in the 130s. So they're going to be in the 130s somewhere. That's a spare. Yep, she knew it. So Grand Island's going to get to throw the final shot as state champions.
And it'll be Hunter Spanger who gets to throw the honorary ball here in the 10th.
191 if Grand Island strikes. Norfolk ends with 130. Got to give it to Grand Island. They continued to fight and fight. Scores kept going up, 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 up.
And it is official. Grand Island is your Class A Unified Bowling Champions. Their first state title in program history. 3-2. 3-2, the Islanders with the victory. Don't go anywhere. Our post-game show is coming up next. We'll wrap things up. We'll talk to Coach Kohler and the player of the game here in Lincoln.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building on to an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
Welcome back. Awards presentations coming your way for the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships. Let's turn it over to the PA announcer.
Here are the awards for runner-up Norfolk High School. Head coach Michael Wright and his assistant will come to the lane area to present the silver medals for their team. Participants, come forward as your name is called. Delilah Broders. Weston Jacobson. Kellen Lieber. Catherine Linke. Alyssa Vaughn. For these outstanding participants and their school, here is the 2025 Class A NSAA State Unified Sports Bowling runner-up trophy. And now to the champions, Grand Island Senior High School. Coach Mark Duvall and University will hand out the gold medals to your team. Participants, please come forward as your name is called. Brock Kramer. Wendy Kohler. Hunter Spanger. Eric Stuplin. Bailey Bodenall.
Good job, Bailey.
And now, Coach Duvall, we have a special award for you. And for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2025 Class A NSAA State Unified Sports Bowling Championship Trophy.
The Islanders. First ever unified bowling state championship, John, and they do it in a dramatic fashion, having to win it in 5 games. The score of that final game, 184 to 130, and in a situation where the first 4 were pretty much neck and neck, coming down to the 9th or 10th, the Islanders, they finished emphatically.
Yeah, they fought hard all day, and a well-deserved championship for Grand Island. They've been here multiple times. It's great to see them win their first title. Kudos to them.
And so with that, we will get ready to talk to Coach Kohler and our player of the game and prepare to hear more from the champs shortly here on NCN. Congratulations to the Islanders. We'll be back shortly.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The HEI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Bryce, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruge. Call 402-748-3551 today.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so So start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. We are with the champions, Grand Island, Coach Eric Kohler, also his daughter, Wendy Kohler. So it's a family affair as the Islanders celebrate their first ever unified bowling state championship. Coach, let's just start with an easy one. How are you feeling right now? What's going through your head?
A lot of emotions going through my mind right now. You know, she got up there, she threw that first ball in the 10th frame, and we knew it was going to happen. And both of us, it just feels great. I feel great for all these kids, and for all 4 of these seniors who put a lot of work into this. It feels really good right now.
Going to that game specifically, back and forth, you won one, Norfolk won one. You kept going back and forth until the 5th. How did you ultimately battle through and persevere to win that 5th one?
I think a lot of these kids are battle tested, and they're ready for this. They knew it was going to come down to this. Norfolk's always been a tough team, and they knew if they got to that final place, they just wanted to fight. They wanted to get through it, and they made it.
Well, we're going to talk to Wendy next, but before we do, your daughter, you've been coaching her since she was 6. And here you are 12 years later celebrating a state championship, you coaching her and helping that happen. What does that mean to you?
That's a lot, and I'm really happy that she decided to stick with it, and any words can't describe how I'm feeling right now. It's just really something special.
Well, Coach, congratulations. We'll let you feel those feels as we bring in your daughter.
Thank you.
All right, Wendy, let's talk about it. Your dad's almost in tears because of how happy he is. Reflecting on your bowling career, he said he's happy you stuck with it. Was there a time you almost thought about hanging it up or not continuing bowling?
Yes, there was. It was about sophomore year. Sophomore year, I did not want to do it. I was tired of it, but I stuck with it.
Had some hard conversations.
Yeah.
Had a few hard conversations, but I think maybe reflecting, seeing 2 years later that you got a state title, how much does that make it worth it that you decided to stick with this sport?
It makes me feel good about this sport, being a senior and stuff.
Any particular memories that stick out over the 12 years you've been bowling with your dad? Since you were 6, what has he taught you that's resonated most that has helped lead to your success?
How to be a teammate and stuff.
Stay strong.
Stay strong, yeah. Don't give up and fight for it.
Well, Wendy, congratulations. You didn't give up today. You fought for it, and the Islanders won their first ever unified bowling state championship because of what you guys did.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts, Dad?
It was a great day. Good day to be an Islander.
A great day to be an Islander. Congratulations to you both. Congratulations to the rest of your team. The Islanders win their first ever unified bowling state championship. Stay with us. We're going to wrap things up from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln.
In our community, we work hard and stay on the move. But when foot or ankle pain stops you in your tracks, it's time for expert care you can count on. At Faith Regional Foot and Ankle, our team includes 4 dedicated providers who provide care for all ages, because healthy feet and ankles are essential at every stage of life. From everyday issues like bunions or heel pain to the most complex conditions, including total ankle replacements and Charcot-neuroarthropathy, we provide advanced treatments and compassionate care. Our experts are here to help you heal, regain strength, and get back to doing what you love, one confident step at a time. Don't tiptoe around foot health. Step forward with Faith Regional Foot and Ankle.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during their early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games one final time as we put a bow on Championship Monday for Unified Bowling for the year of 2025. Before we jump into the top plays of Class A, let's just reflect on how everything went. Now, John, any final thoughts? We're going to show the brackets here. Class A first. This is what we just witnessed, a 5-game back-and-forth affair where the Islanders ultimately came out on top.
Two evenly matched teams, Brandon. What I've said it once and I'll say it again. And if you out there listening, make your spares. It's really all about making your spares. And the team that does invariably comes out on top. And we saw that here again today.
And then for Class B, for those who maybe didn't see the first part or tuned in late, wasn't nearly as dramatic. It was York all the way wire to wire, 3-0 over Alliance, and they were just dominant from start to finish.
Yeah, York came out fighting, and just like the Dukes do, I mean, they just fought all the way through it and just put Alliance right in their place. And not that Alliance bowled poorly, they bowled well. And again, that match started out with some really high scores. I mean, the scores that Alliance had normally would win any other match, but York was just firing on all cylinders, and they dominated today, and they ended up as your state champs.
So congratulations to both York and Grand Island, two first-time state champs here in the A and B championships. Let's see how everything played out in this Class A final and wrap things up with our top plays. Class A Unified Bowling State Championships, Norfolk taking on Grand Island in the Class A final. Norfolk getting the 4 seed, Grand Island the 3 seed after the seeding round earlier in the day. We get things started off with a strike for the Islanders, and that would be a sign of things to come for GI. Game number 1 was a close one as well between the Panthers and the Islanders, but ultimately Grand Island would win it 149 to 147. You had strikes from Kramer that we saw. Kolar doing things well. Not to mention, though, that Weston Jacobson for Norfolk was battling for the Panthers. We head to Game 2, and Delilah Broders gets the strike for Norfolk. Answering back, Bailey Vodenall for Grand Island would get 8 on that one. Some good pin action. And the second one fell. That was number 2 of game number 2, John, and that would play a part in the overall contest. But Norfolk did take the second, 164-146 in game 2. So after 2 games, we're tied 1-1. Have a ball here from Kellen Lever, who picks up the strike. It was consistent and strong bowling throughout by both of these teams. Now we have Grand Island's Eric Stukelik, one of many strikes that he knocked down throughout the day. Game number 3 goes to Grand Island, 189-165. So it's 2-1 Grand Island heading to the 4th. Here's a ball by Alyssa Vaughn. And that is some good pin action, picking up the spare. The Panthers would take game number 4 by a margin of 5 pins, 171-165. So back and forth we go. We enter game number 5 with it all to play for. And John, this is where Grand Island hit another gear. Stukelik with the strike here, but they separated themselves in the 5th.
Yeah, Grand Island started out kind of slow. I mean, both teams did in Class A, but they fought each other really well. Grand Island put things together finally at the end. Again, another strike there, sending a message to Norfolk that they were on a move.
And that was Kramer, the strike that you saw. Your total in game number 5, 184 to 130. You had the chance to get Bailey Vodnall back in there in the 10th to throw the ball that ultimately sealed things. And Grand Island, with the heroics from game number 5, wins their first ever state title. Congratulations to the Panthers. They have won one before, a couple of runners up as well. They get to add this to the trophy case. But Grand Island victorious for Class A, their second trip ever to state and their first state championship in unified in school history. That will officially do it for us on News Channel Nebraska. 3-2, your final. And John, I know I've asked you a couple of times, but do you have any final parting thoughts related to unified bowling, the sport, and what we saw here this afternoon?
Kudos to all the teams that competed today. The finalists, regardless if they won or lost, they still did amazingly well. It's great to see the unified sports. This has now been a decade of doing this, and it's just an awesome experience for everybody involved. Congratulations again to both of our state champs.
Well said. Year 6 or 7 for NCN being a part of this. We love doing it at the start of every winter. Special thanks to the NSAA, Colton Wiersbicki, helping orchestrate everything with us. And, of course, our terrific crew, which, as you can see here, will be busy later this week as well. Here's what we have coming up on NCN. Basketball on Thursday. Crete and Beatrice colliding. You'll get that network-wide. On Friday, if you live in northeast Nebraska, you'll see Wakefield Battle Creek in a girls and boys doubleheader. If you live anywhere else in the state, you'll get Johnson Brock and Falls City. Then on Saturday, Class A action. Norfolk, the Panthers that we just saw bowling. On the basketball court, they will be hosting Lincoln Northeast. And we also have our COZAD broadcast for those who have COZAD telephone living in COZAD. On Saturday, you'll have a chance to see the Haymakers take on Holdridge. So with that, we will officially sign off from Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Don't forget, before we do, though, to follow us on social, Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. This broadcast will be posted on YouTube shortly. It was live on YouTube, and you'll have a chance to rewatch and relive all of the action, just like all of our games get posted to our News Channel Nebraska YouTube. Amazing, amazing, amazing job, as always, by our terrific production crew. A shout-out to them and all of the hard work they do behind the scenes, led by Danny Alvarado and Paul Hires and Connor Luby, our live event directors, making this possible, and our terrific camera operators as well. For John Lucido, I'm Brandon Axement. We're wrapping up another year of unified bowling in Lincoln. We'll see you on Thursday for high school basketball.